You are listening to the Foamy Heads Podcast, where we discuss craft beer and anything else that accompanies a glass.
Welcome to the Foamy Heads, Rich and Mitch on the mics tonight.
Yeah,
We're feeling good.
yeah,
It's been a good night. We've already had a few beverages, so we're chilling.
we're in the right headspace.
Yeah, we are. I threw some of that Delta 8 on top of the everything, so
Yes,
I think it's coming in clutch right now. It's definitely not the same as you know what. That's not legal here.
yeah, that's right.
But
We won't talk about that.
Nah, we're here to talk beer.
Yes.
So I'm super ecstatic. It's been a while since we cruised on the Bearded Iris train or ship.
Yes.
So, we did one review that we kind of split between this one. It was their anniversary release, right?
Yes.
Is this their third?
fifth?
Fuck. I'm way behind right now.
Yeah,
So 2020 fucked with my timeline.
everybody's.
And I couldn't tell you how long Bibco has been with us. So Bearded Iris, I'm sorry, but we also haven't talked to you.
We'd
We
love
want
to
to.
sit down and talk to Bearded Iris.
We really would love to.
It's 5 years. for
5
them.
years.
Yeah, their second anniversary. They had double home style,
That's right.
and now they brew it. Not constantly, but every once in a while you can find it.
Mhm.
You know, when you go to
Oh.
a brewery.
There's a new graphic for it.
I saw that, and it looks dope.
Yeah, man.
It looks no. It wasn't double home style. It
Or-
was tunnel. Was it
Tunnel
tunnel
vision. Tunnel vision.
Oh,
Yeah,
it
sorry.
looks so
Sorry.
good. I saw. So you posted or you commented on. It might have been Ben Gibson's.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was somewhere. Ben. He works with Bearded Iris. He posted something about the tunnel vision. I think that they're kind of revamping some of their artwork for like their regulars. Because they did it with home style, the black with the gold. It looks so clean.
That is one thing that doesn't need to change moving forward.
No.
It is smooth.
Keep home style cans the way they are. But they always, home style used to be like the regular Bearded
Yeah.
Iris cans. And then they kind of changed it. And it seems like they're doing that now with Tunnel Vision, because Tunnel Vision is one of their regularly brewed beers that you can find in stores also.
I guess it is a staple.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's part of the lineup.
Tunnel Vision, home style. It seems like Attention Please is also one of the regular ones you can find at even grocery stores. in
That's the
cans.
one that pulled me into Bearded Iris too, originally. Yeah,
It's such a good beer.
it is.
Super hazy.
It's solid.
Not over the top juicy, not too boozy, but still high alcohol content. Like, it's just a great beer.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I saw you had replied to one of their stories.
Yes, that was
with
on the
tunnel
Foamy
vision.
Heads. Yes.
Yeah. It's so good. And
The-
that can art looks so clean.
It does. It took an already good label and made it more distinctive.
Oh yeah.
So I appreciated what they did to it. It's a slight change in color shift, but it makes a world of difference.
Whoever's doing their artwork for those cans, keep doing it, because home style's a banger.
Yeah.
Right. And Tunnel Vision looks good too.
Let's just say home style in Middle Tennessee with Bibco.
Yeah. It's a staple.
Other big breweries are trying to match it
Oh,
because
yeah.
it sells so well.
Oh yeah. And you've got other breweries that are kind of trying to come out with the hazy IPA. In Bearded Iris in terms of hazy IPAs, in my opinion, in the South,
Yeah,
Bearded Iris has it locked down.
they really do. I mean, they got the orange juice of the IPAs of the South.
They add that
locked.
juiciness to the hazy, because hazy IPAs typically aren't juicy. They're just they're drier, typically New England style. They're hazy, but Bearded Iris takes their own spin on it.
I would almost say it's the wet hazy.
Wet
IPA.
hazy. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
It's just danker,
Yeah.
and it's got that orange juice to it.
Southern feel.
If you like pulp,
Pulp.
yeah,
That makes sense.
If you like pulp, you'll probably like Bearded Iris's hazies,
God, they're so good.
especially home style all the way to the top.
And we're not necessarily, not only are we not doing a hazy, but it's not even an IPA today. We're going on and on about their IPAs, but they have more to offer than just the IPAs.
We went way off topic, but hey, it's all Bearded Iris.
It's Bearded Iris.
So tell us a little bit about Wanderer here.
So this is their, as I mentioned just a few minutes ago, this is one of their 5th anniversary beers that they released. For their 2nd anniversary, they did double homestyle. For their 3rd anniversary, they did triple homestyle, which was their triple IPA.
Yeah.
For their 4th anniversary, I can't remember what they did. They had a whole like bang out of just different beers, and it seems like every single year when Bearded Iris does an anniversary release, it gets wilder and wilder.
It really does.
And this was if I recall correctly, this was their 5th anniversary. And they did the triple home style with cryo. Of course, home style is all mosaic. It's a single hop mosaic IPA. And then when they did for their 5th anniversary release this year, they took a spin on the triple home style and they added not only just the regular the regular mosaic that they do, that's all mosaic, but they also did a cryo citra with it. So the triple home style was dry hopped with cryo citra, and it was amazing. But they didn't stop there. They came out with multiple other beers as part of their 5th anniversary release, and one of them was Wanderer, which was it's a barrel-aged imperial stout. And if Bearded Iris does anything good other than IPAs, it's definitely stouts.
Definitely. Man. So was it a porter that we had long ago on their first year of releases that was kind of questionable?
I knew you were going to bring that up.
Well, it's just one of those things that, to memory, I was like, these guys only know IPAs when it was at the very beginning.
Yeah.
But
I want to say it was, they had a porter called Ship Shape.
Ship Shape.
Yes. It was a very low alcohol. It was 4.8 ABV, and it was an English porter. And it was pretty good from what I remember. I really liked it, but that was back during the days when I think Bearded Iris was trying to find their rhythm.
Yeah.
And they make good porters. They make, they did multiple styles of beers back in the day, but it seems like they have settled on IPAs, sours, and stouts.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. It's weird. Their sours, they're good.
I haven't had any of them.
Well, okay. So they're fruity beverages, like Mood Ring, for example.
Right.
You've had that one.
But it's a fruited IPA.
It's a fruited IPA, not a sour, not
Right.
funky. I don't think I've had funk.
No.
But
Bearded Iris doesn't do funk.
And I don't know if I've had gosés.
I think they're more of like they'll do like breakfast sours, imperial sours.
Yeah.
But they're more on the fruited style. Fruited sours.
Yeah.
Things like that. But they're good at them.
They are.
From what I understand, because you walk into a store and you can see their IPAs and their sours are just prominent.
Yeah.
But every once in a while they come out with an imperial stout.
And damn.
Yeah.
There was a vanilla one back a while back that it blew my mind. I can't remember the name of it, but it was with the local chocolate company even.
Oh, V-Fudge?
Oh, yeah, that was
Yeah.
it. Yeah, V-Fudge.
V-Fudge was they launch it around the Christmas season every year. And it's so good. They always work with, a local chocolatier, and then they'll do their V-Latte where they work with local coffee shops.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this one is a little bit different.
That's true. This is the anniversary.
All
right, back on the page. Anniversary.
It's a 10% barrel-aged imperial stout. It's a blend with 14 to 23 months in Willet rye and bourbon barrels, then conditioned with flaked coconut. Oh God, coconut. Tahitian vanilla, and milk sugar.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be good.
I think so too. Hopefully the coconut's not overshining anything.
Yeah, I'm hoping so too.
We'll find out. This it pours like oil. Yeah. I hope y'all hear that.
I heard it.
Oh, excuse me. I haven't even drank it yet. Fantastic, dude. Good pour.
There we go. That's
Good
great.
pour. So, Wanderer.
Wanderer from Bearded Iris
Is this, did you mention the Willet?
Yes, I did. It was
I completely missed it, and I'm right here next to you. Yeah, Willet Rye. So, with the rye in mind,
mhm.
I haven't read any reviews about this. It's been out for a long while now,
Yeah.
but
Their 5th anniversary was a while back.
yeah,
A few months.
yeah, earlier this year.
Yeah. I've already been
2021.
through my 4-pack of triple home style with
Dude, that one
cryo with cryo citra. We actually had I think we had one of their anniversary releases when we had the Poor Choice of Words guys on.
Oh yeah, yeah,
There was one of them, and then this is really the only other stout that's left.
yeah. That's true. I think this might have been in the lineup that we just didn't get to that night.
I think you're right. I think we had talked about maybe having this one. Just reading through the description real quick.
Yeah.
Stout blends aged 14 to 23 months in Willet Distillery rye and bourbon barrels, then conditioned with flake coconut, as we mentioned, 5 pounds of Tahitian vanilla, and milk sugar. So the milk sugar I'm expecting to kind of balance out the coconut.
I think so. Yeah, flaked coconut.
Yeah. Discover interspersed notes of decadent chocolate ganache, coconut cream pie, and spiced fruit latte.
All right. So with the description, I'm expecting high marks.
Yeah.
But like Joe told me, Baker and the Beard, it's way more fun to experience it before the description. But I enjoy reading the descriptions personally.
So should we have waited before we read the description?
I don't know.
Okay.
Each to their own on that. But, Joe brings up a good point. Part of the craft beer is like experiencing it for yourself.
Yeah.
So who's to say? But, I enjoy reading this for the people listening before we dive in versus just tasting it and giving our notes and then dispelling the air with what it actually is. But either way makes good conversation, in my opinion. But if you want more creativity and more opinion, you go the route of Joe.
Gotcha. Now remember when we met with when we did a couple episodes back or a few episodes back when we did the donut and beer pairing.
Oh man, yeah.
He was always telling us take a bite of the donut and then take a sip of the beer.
That's right.
And then at the end, we were always kind of reading that first. We were listening to him, kind of getting the notes on it. But then towards the end of that, we started talking about should we experience it on our own first before we get somebody else's opinion on it.
I mean, that's a good point. That was, I guess, in that scenario, I would say that was more of an event to follow, rather like a not a criteria, but a not curriculum, maybe curriculum. Yeah, but you follow it to the T, and then you give your own stake.
And then he flipped the script on us.
Exactly.
And it was like, hey, this last one, I want you to take a sip of the beer first
That's
before
right.
you try the donut.
Yes.
But that's what spawned our conversation of, do we want to know what other people have to say about it before we take a sip of the beer, or do we want to take a sip of the beer first before we understand the comments? So that's what I'm interested in getting into. So
Yeah.
I don't know about this. Yeah, we read the description, but the good news is nobody that we know has tried this yet. So I don't have any expectations
Same.
other than the description that we just read. So I feel like I'm still okay.
Yeah.
Other than I'm probably going to taste vanilla, some toasted coconut, chocolate ganache.
Yeah.
which could be any stout, basically, some milk sugar. Bearded Iris, historically, milk sugar has been heavy
Right.
on their stout, so it's always really sweet, so I'm already expecting that.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't know.
Let's sniff it.
All right. Barrel aged.
Barrel aged vanilla.
Yep. That's right. Barrel aged vanilla. Tahitian vanilla. I don't know the difference.
I just smell barrel aged and vanilla.
Yep.
Ready
Makes-
to taste?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa. Oh,
There's a vanilla on the end.
holy shit.
Vanilla's on the end.
It kicks me. Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't overpower everything, which I think is good.
Yeah. The very last kick I got was very similar to that triple vanilla Avery. Yeah.
Yep. It's exactly my thoughts.
Dude. Holy crap.
Not too overpowering though. You know,
No,
the vanilla, that triple vanilla that we had from Avery was just over the top.
Yeah.
This has the vanilla in it, but it shows up at the end.
I do get a little bit of that coconut with the vanilla.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's after it's faded away a little bit off my palate, but I get a little bit of that flaked. That coconut really it kind of coincides with that vanilla. It's a little sneaky.
Huh.
But that bourbon shows up, dude.
It really does. Bearded Iris knows how to make a bourbon barrel aged
Yeah.
stout. I mean, they just it works. Did we say it was rye? I think
We did. And that's where I'm struggling to find the rye other
Yeah.
than the harshness I feel just at the aftertaste. It's
Yeah.
a little bit of dry, not burny, but a little bit raspy, maybe.
Go Bernie.
Go burning.
I feel like the milk sugar kind of heals that
Yeah.
a little bit.
It really does.
Any type of bite I'm going to get, like it's there a little bit in the middle of the sip, and then it goes straight to milk sugar at the end. A little bit of coconut, but
Yeah.
definitely vanilla and milk sugar on the finish.
Yeah. The milk sugar. I'm trying to think how I would explain that to somebody, flavor profile wise. If they were reading it, how would I explain it?
Yeah, sweet,
Yet milky.
and sugary.
It's sugary.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to explain, but you can taste it when you have it.
And Bearded Iris is, they put milk sugar in. I'm trying to remember the other release that they did for the 5th year anniversary, and it's kind of escaping my mind. But the the other one had milk sugar, and it was just a ton of milk sugar flavor. This one backs off a little bit on it, which I think is good.
Mm-hmm.
It's not too sweet. It's not too over the top. The barrel age definitely shows through.
Yeah.
Coconut, I don't know. Maybe I get a little bit of it, but I don't know if it's definitely not enough to overpower anything. I think all the flavors here play nicely with each other.
They really do. It's smooth overall. It's got a lot of sweetness.
Yeah,
I almost wish there was a little more heaviness
I agree.
just to bring it back down.
Yeah.
That's all.
Well, there's that 10.1%.
Yeah.
We're talking about is the high ABV, and they almost have to. I think what they're trying to do here is, it's 10% ABV, and they're trying to not. Obviously, I don't know what the brewer's thinking, but they're trying to kind of reduce that alcohol taste a little bit by throwing in some milk sugar at the end. But what they're doing when they do that is they're kind of taking away some of the bite that comes with the rye of that bourbon barrel aged, the Willett Distillery rye.
Yeah.
It's super tasty. I think on the finish, the finish is super vanilla and super milk sugar and super bourbon barrel aged, but the rye kind of comes through in the beginning, but it gets muted very quickly.
I would tend to agree. Every sip I take so far, it's been super smooth overall, but right at the beginning you get a little bit of that bite.
And we're splitting the 500 milliliter bottle, and I love the can art. So just kind of looking at it, it's very simplistic. Just a large dark bottle with a black label and just some color squiggly lines on it. I mean, Bearded Irish does kind of weird logos for their anniversary releases. But Wanderer seems to be probably one of my favorites in terms of their barrel aged releases, because the last one they did was really good, but it was real heavy on the milk sugar.
Yes.
And this one kind of uses the milk sugar to balance things out.
Yeah, it really does.
You found their picture.
I found their picture. I'm trying to remember the name of it. It was there's Wanderer and Knock Knock.
Knock Knock.
That was a Willet and Weller bourbon barrels with Baroida Estate coffee from Papua New Guinea with crema marshmallow, 5 pounds of Uganda vanilla, and milk sugar. So very similar.
Expect notes of fig pudding topped with flamed marshmallow and sweet vanilla latte.
Yes.
Is what the flavors. And I remember it being very heavy on the milk sugar.
Yeah. And I mean, that was a good one. And this one, so
that was the one we had with the Portraits Words guys.
That's right. Yeah. Knock Knock was that was it. I think I prefer Knock Knock.
Really?
I think so.
Interesting.
Excuse me. Right. There we go. Knock Knock had a little more bolder flavor.
Mm-hmm.
This one's a little more mild, but sweeter. So I would almost classify it lighter.
Well, you said bold. This one's not as bold as the other one was.
Right. So this is a little lighter, sweeter, and maybe it may cater to the more delicate palates.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, here's something for you.
All right.
I think I prefer this one, Wanderer, over the Knock Knock.
Nice.
I think the Knock Knock was good.
Yeah.
I think it was great.
Mm-hmm.
Knock Knock had a little too much of the milk sugar for me, so it was almost too sweet from what I remember.
Okay.
Whereas, as I said a minute ago, I think the milk sugar here is kind of used to balance out the rye.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's
working there.
This one had rye versus the other one, right?
Yeah, I don't think the other one had rye.
No, it was bourbon barrels, Willet and Weller.
Yes.
Whereas Wanderer is Willet Distillery rye and bourbon.
Okay. So maybe that's what's going on there.
Yeah.
Maybe the reason why I think in this case when they're using the milk sugar is because the rye is strong and the milk sugar is kind of there to balance it out, so it kind of evens everything out. It almost feels like it's not a daring stout. Whereas the Knock Knock was just super barrel aged, and then they said, "Oh, by the way, we're throwing in milk sugar." So I almost feel like they're using the milk sugar here to kind of balance out the rye and the Wanderer.
I think it's more clever here.
But you liked the Knock Knock better.
I did like the Knock Knock better.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just heavier. For some reason, right now I'm leaning more heavy when I see bourbon barrel aged in any sort, including rye. But, that's just my opinion now. It can change.
But it makes sense. I mean, I think the Knock Knock, I remember the Knock Knock being heavier.
Mm-hmm.
I remember it being sweeter.
Yeah.
I remember it being I don't remember it being as barrel aged as this one, but I do remember it being a lot heavier and sweeter. But I think the rye in the Wanderer kind of balances out the milk sugar, so it kind of keeps it from being too sweet.
I'll agree to that. Yeah.
But it's good. I don't know what this would have been like on release day, but I think it's mellowed out real nicely.
I guess so, but even the description says a sauntering stroll through stout blends. Milder.
Well, shit.
So I think this was intentionally made to be softer.
Okay.
And I don't want to say better.
Well, from a naming standpoint, it makes
Exactly.
sense too. Wanderers kind of like you're just kind of wandering through the forest. You know, you're not really making a name for yourself. Knock, knock.
Right.
Bitch, I'm here at the door.
Yes.
Open the door. You know what I mean?
Knock, knock, motherfucker.
Knock, knock. I'm here.
Yeah.
Wanderer is kind of a little bit more submissive.
It is.
You know, it's passive aggressive. It's just kind of chilling as it's going through the forest. And that's kind of what I'm getting here. Like there's a bunch of flavors playing nicely with each other.
Yeah.
There's not one flavor in this beer is just like kicking all the other flavors' asses.
Yeah. Not at all. They're all playing cooperatively. I may be feeling it now. If that word didn't come out clear.
Well, I think this was, what did we say this was, 10%? Wanderer.
10.1? Hold on.
10%.
10%. Yeah.
10%, 14 to 23 months in Willet Distillery rye and bourbon barrels, then conditioned with flaked coconut. I don't get flaked coconut in this.
The only time I get flaked coconut is at the very end with the milk sugar.
Okay.
It's like a slight lift. If you had a shot of coffee, cold
You think I'd
or
taste it
hot,
more?
I think you'd taste it more.
Okay.
It's one of those things, like if you're not a coffee drinker, these notes might be a little harder to pick up. But
You think coffee would reset the palate on this?
a little bit. It's kind of like a cigar.
Okay.
You take a little bite, not a big bite,
Yeah.
but oftentimes with espresso, even you want a little bitter chocolate ahead of time. So it's like one of those things. Flaked coconut, I feel like it's not like toasted coconut where you're going to see its presence
Okay.
immediately. But I feel like I'm having that flaked coconut along with the vanilla. And when does that happen? It happens at the end.
Gotcha. Well,
I
I
mean-
could do, from a coconut standpoint, toasted coconut for me seems to be a little bit lighter, but it seems to be more prominent in flavor than flaked coconut.
Yeah.
Flaked coconut is more noticeable, but it's not as
Sweeter.
strong. Yeah.
Sweeter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. I think the toasted coconut adds a little bit, an
Roast.
additional layer.
Little roastiness.
Yeah.
Yeah. The flaked coconut. This is me pulling from a flaked coconut cake, right? I mean, you've seen these cakes.
Yeah.
They
Layers of coconut, like flakes on top.
vanilla cream with flaked coconut,
Yeah.
right? So I'm having that feeling that the flaked coconut really ties in with that vanilla, just like that dessert. So right at the end, you get a taste, but it's not overpowering. Vanilla kills it. I mean, it slays it at the very end, but there's a slight sweetness of coconut.
So you think you're getting a little bit. So let me make sure I understand.
Yeah.
Barrel aged up front,
Uh-huh.
then coconut,
Mm-hmm.
and then automatically gets muted with the milk sugar and what at the end? Or does the
Vanilla. Yeah.
the vanilla, does the vanilla kind of mute out the coconut, or does the coconut mute out the vanilla?
Coconut happens before the vanilla takes over.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought you were saying.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure.
I took a few sips there to formulate the full opinion there. But yeah, that's what I'm getting, because the flaked coconut it's often super sweet, but I'm used to a crunch.
Yeah.
But when it's all liquefied here, I feel like I get that little bit of coconut before the vanilla. But the vanilla, like you and I have both had the triple vanilla Avery.
Oh my god.
Lest we forget. Fuck, man. I bring that up all the time, but that thing was brutal. I
It was
taste the
tough.
vanilla in this.
Yeah.
And it annihilates the coconut.
Oh, that was so wild.
So, the coconut, if you have a better palate than me, might be displayed after the vanilla as well as before, because it could be a more consistent note, but I don't have that attuned palate. But I definitely taste it before it gets overpowered.
But for you, Knock Knock beats out Wanderer.
Yeah.
Because in reality, these two were released at the same time.
Yeah.
So if we would have had them back to back,
True. Yeah, true.
but we didn't.
No.
We had Knock Knock when we had the Poor Choice of Words guys on. and it had aged for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
But the Wanderer has also aged for a little while.
It has. It could be milder.
Could be milder.
Could be.
I'd venture to say the Wanderer is more mild than the Knock Knock is.
Yeah.
You like the Knock Knock better. I like the better. That's a bad way of saying it. You prefer
Sure.
the Knock Knock over the Wanderer. Both are good.
Yes.
You prefer the Knock Knock over the Wanderer.
Both are fantastic, but yes, the Wanderer was more up in my face with the bourbon.
Gotcha.
Yeah. The rye, for some reason, I don't want to say weakened, but it made it more subtle with the flavors. So you were able to have more play with the flavors in Wanderer than you were Knock Knock. So Wanderer had more play than Knock Knock. Knock Knock had a lot more oomph and punch.
That it did.
Yeah.
It kicked you in the face.
Exactly.
I remember having Knock Knock.
Yeah.
When we were talking with the Poor Choice Awards guys. It was all in your face.
Yeah. Wanderer is, you could say it's more creative, whereas Knock Knock was more business oriented.
Okay. This one's definitely smoother,
Mm-hmm.
and it's less intrusive.
Yeah. Looks like we're about even on our glass here.
Yep.
So with that in mind, what is your current thoughts with it and rating and, all that? Because we're coming down to the wire now.
Yeah. So as I stated, I think I prefer Wanderer over Knock Knock.
Mm-hmm.
It's less intrusive. I feel like the amount of milk sugar in Wanderer is less present than the milk sugar in Knock Knock.
Yeah.
But I feel like the reason for that is because it's trying to kind of mitigate some of the rye.
I get that.
In this beer, whereas the Knock Knock didn't have that rye flavor, right? So it didn't have anything to compete against.
Exactly, yeah. Nothing to mute.
Right.
In harshness.
So it was coming out stronger.
Yeah.
Knock Knock was great.
Yeah.
Wanderer, in my opinion, just ekes out a little bit of the gains as opposed to Knock Knock. I'm going to give this if I were to check this into Untapped right now.
Yeah.
Out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
I'd give it a.
Do you need to?
No, I think I'm. I'd give it a 4.25.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I think that's what I would give Wanderer. I think
that's high marks.
Yeah, it's great. Is there room for improvement? Probably. What is it? I don't know. But I'm not a brewer.
Exactly.
So I don't really know what there is room to improve. But maybe I would say. Maybe a little, I don't know.
I feel like a little more. So it is heavy.
Okay.
I taste the heaviness on this.
Yeah.
But it's ultra smooth.
Mm-hmm.
So what could counteract ultra smooth? We don't have to answer, but brewers can.
What would I add to this beer, though? I'm trying to think. I mean, like, I can't sit here and say it's a perfect 5, but I have to be able to back up my claim as why I think this is a 4.25.
I'll go off on a different path, a different tangent, if you will.
Okay.
What I would include in this beer, having this set as the base, it's got rye, it's got bourbon, it's got vanilla, it's got flaked coconut. I'm stuck on the toasted coconut from a previous beer like 2 weeks ago. But the flaked coconut, okay. Mint. But I wouldn't choose thin mint. I would choose shiso or even maybe cilantro.
You think that's what's needed in this beer to push the rating up a little higher?
A little higher because it gives a sharpness to it.
Okay.
Because the character of this beer is to be sweet, heavy, and it's supposed to be fulfilling also. Because I'm feeling heavy, but it's not in the state of the beer.
Okay.
The beer is supposed to drink smooth and sweet and light, in my opinion. So what would encourage me to drink more? a little bit of mint. And it doesn't need to be overpowering. Not a thin mint, not Girl Scout cookie thin mint,
Right.
but maybe shiso or maybe cilantro. Cilantro for a lot of people turns out like soap. So that may not be...
I'm one of those guys, by the way.
Okay. That may not be the right ingredient. So I would be curious what shiso would taste like, because it's another mint leaf, but it's Japanese. So I feel like it's milder. I could be wrong. I can't get it regularly here, but from what I've had, it's amazing. So maybe a little bit of mint, even mint leaf, maybe.
I'd love to have a little bit of mint in this beer.
Mm-hmm. Mint
That'd
leaf,
be great.
Mint leaf might just be the answer.
I
because,
think that would put it over the top for me.
yeah, I think mint leaf. You know, if we were going to put mint in it, why not go all in and do mint leaf? But at the same time, I always am hesitant by definition. So I'm thinking shiso or other things that are like minty. But, if mint leaf would work, it would work.
Counterpoint.
Yeah.
The name of the beer is Wanderer, which means he's not looking to make a huge statement. He's just kind of
That's true.
going out in the forest, right?
Yeah.
He's just wandering around. He's not looking to make a name for himself. All he's doing is trying to exist. And if that's the case, then they nailed it.
Yeah.
If he's trying to make a name for himself, then he needs to throw that extra punch in, that mint leaf, and say, hey, I'm right here. So I'm torn on what you said, because while I think that the goal of this beer is to just be a very good, easy, smooth combination of all those flavors, to make this beer better, it needs something a little extra.
That's true. Yeah.
So I don't know what I would say to that. I would agree with you. But I would also have to say it depends on what the brewer's going for.
That's true.
So I'm torn on that.
The mint would completely change the character of the beer.
100%.
Yeah.
But I think they did a great job.
Yes.
As is.
Fantastic.
I would take Wanderer over Knock Knock. And you Knock Knock over Wanderer.
Yep.
Did we say how you would rate this beer?
Not yet. I'll take the charge on this. I've got a little bit left here. I'm going to take another sip before my final decision.
Yep.
Another drinky poo, like Leahy would say.
Rest in peace.
Last little drip.
Little drinky poo.
Oh, man. It's a damn good beer.
Yeah. What'd I say? 4.25?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll probably settle for 4 because it's smooth, dude. It's smooth. It goes down easy. It'll get you fucked up.
10%.
Dude,
10%.
You don't realize it's 10%.
No.
You think it's more along the like 8.
8. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah. Because 8 is where you noticeably distinctively go, okay, this beer is a little heavier than the rest I've had.
Yep.
So 8 is where I would instinctively have put this, but it is a 10%er. So it'll hit you heavy, it'll hit you hard, and it'll get you there quick. So if this was on tap all the time, we'd be in danger. We'd be in real danger as craft beer drinkers.
I don't think these should be on tap. I agree.
Dude, I mean, yes and no. I feel like, let's say you're in town for only a moment. These should be on tap for you. But at the same time, for the public, it should be on tap.
If you
for
had
you.
access to this on tap 24 hours a day, then you'd be fucked.
Yeah. Dude, that just makes me think of Trailer Park Boys. You'd be fucked.
You'd be fucked.
But in the end, I'm going to give it a 4. It's not my favorite beer. It's a good beer. It's a damn good beer. I would have it on tap all the time. No doubts. I would get crowlers. I would get growlers. This thing is sweet. It's hits hard. And it's heavy, so it checks a lot of boxes.
I don't remember if they had this on tap as part of their anniversary release, but I would very much like to try this on tap to see if it would kind of smooth out a little bit more.
Definitely.
but it was good. I think it's great. Closing thoughts on it.
It's damn good. It's
You kind of already said everything you wanted to say.
I
right?
did. I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's a great beer. Keep doing what you're doing, Bearded Iris.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you come out, it seems like these anniversary beers that they come out with are just, they're banger after bangers.
Mm-hmm.
And they're good with IPAs. They're good with stouts. Word on the street is they're good with sours. They've got lots of them.
They got competition at Middle Tennessee on those sours.
Oh yeah, Tennessee's coming out with sours.
If you haven't been to
spades.
Tennessee and you haven't had sours, you should definitely experiment.
Yes, but I think overall it was a good one. I would have liked to have had it on tap, but at the same time, I enjoyed having this one aged a few months.
Yeah.
After the release, so it was just a good beer overall. Mitch gave it a 4.
Oh, fantastic.
I gave it a 4.25. Mitch liked the Knock Knock. I liked the Wanderer over the best. So it's it's a split decision in this case, but it's a battle of two great beers.
That's right. Knock, knock, motherfucker.
I got nothing more to say on that.
Who's there?
Yeah, knock knock. Who's there?
Wanderer.
And Wanderer who?
Wandering into your palate. Taste
Oh
me.
God.
I don't know.
That's it.
Shit. I lost my cadence there, man. I didn't think it all the way through, but Knock Knock and Wanderer are fucking good.
Yeah, they're really good. I would definitely would recommend Bearded Iris beers, stouts, IPAs. Again, supposedly sours. If you're in the Nashville area, definitely check out Bearded Iris. If you're not in the Nashville area, I think they distribute outside the Nashville area as well.
I think they're expanding for sure.
Yeah. Bearded Iris is one of those stories in Nashville that's done well, not only just in the beginning, but through the pandemic as well. So definitely check out Bearded Iris. Obviously, I mean, these guys are wanted outside our state as well. I see people talking about, they're willing to trade for Bearded Iris.
Very high demand.
Yeah. If you guys haven't had Bearded Iris before, try them. If you drink craft beer, keep drinking craft beer. If you're not drinking craft beer, start drinking craft beer. If you've never had craft beer before, Bearded Iris is a good place to start. We'll see you guys on the next episode.
Cheers.